All righty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, get into some TA. All right, guys. So I'm going to start off here with the weekly time frame. We're going to go over QQQ. We're going to go over SPY, IWM, DIA, Mr. VIX. Then we're going to go over some of the big boys, chips, Bitcoin, and then some trade ideas. All right, so stay tuned for those. We're going to start off here on QQ's weekly time frame. I am going to point out, you got this decreasing volume along this rip. That is something, all right? So volume price analysis, that is a big thing, all right? Typically when you see this, not even typically, when you see this, one of them is lying, and 9 out of 10 times it's that candle. It's the candlesticks, not the volume. The volume is just showing demand for what we're seeing here, and right now, this volume isn't really supportive of what's going on here. Nonetheless, I'm going to remind everyone, guys, if this thing closes out like this, all right, that is not a bearish look going into next week, all right? And, you know, on this channel, you're going to find unbiased TA, both directions. I'm telling you guys right now, I may be looking for a pullback, all right, because of what I'm seeing on the daily time frame. But if this weekly candlestick closes out like this, all right, it's probably going to be a short-lived pullback next week, and then you go a little higher, okay? This does not suggest that it's bearish. This does not suggest a large, sell is right around the corner. That's not at all what it suggests. Okay? This is a strong candlestick. You get a large upper wick going into the end of the day, that's something else. We need to see like a decent $4 to $5 sell-off, percent sell-off going at the end of the day for that to even be the case. All right? And then, we could be bearish going into the beginning of next week. And there's that. So I just want to remind everybody out there, guys, do not lose your butt shorting this thing. The thing is clearly still showing strength. There's no reason to, let's look at it this way. If you have a normal position size for yourself, if you're a trader, then, you should know your normal position sizing, all right, what you typically like to go with, what you're comfortable with, all right, and what fits into your system. Guess what? Don't up that position sizing. Just don't, all right? Treat it like another trade. There you go. All right? Do not lose the butt shorting because you think this thing is just, irrational and it's overbought and, it's going to pull back. Yeah, I think it's extremely likely that it does have a decent sized pullback, all right? Because of what I already pointed out in yesterday's video. Okay? I'm going to put that on. You see that line. You get above 77. Okay? We're just going to make it right over here. We're going to bring right down there. You get above 77. You only have a few occurrences over the past 4 years, but every single time you've had a decent sell. All right, so we'll start right here. Went up, all right, another like percent or so, okay, and then you had a decent sell. You had it right here. You had the decent sell right away. All right, that's $8 right there. That's 2.3%. Imagine if we get 2.3% right now at today's prices. Okay, now we're looking at a $10+ pullback within a day. Am I saying it's going to happen? No, not at all. It could do some crazy stuff like this, all right? And then it gets your pullback. Regardless, all of these occurrences, okay, you ended up going a little higher. And then you had the decent sell, except for that one. That was the exception right there. Right here, went on, 0.5% higher. And then you had your decent sell, 2% sell, which, in today's prices, that's going to be around the $10 mark. Okay? You have this one right over here. Next time, you did go a little higher, and then you got your sell. Again, decent sell. Right here, you got above it on this day, and it's above 77 on the daily RSI. Over the next 2 trading sessions, you went $3 higher, 0.8%. And then you got that. Okay? And from that, 1% move down. From that, close right there. From the top, no, it was a little more. It was $6, but you got $4 right there. Regardless, you went a little higher, and then you sold off. Okay? You went a little higher to put in that bearish divergence. But that's all I'm looking for. I'm just looking for that little pullback. And then we're going to bounce back from that pullback, just like all of these other times. And you're going to put in a bearish divergence with all likelihood. Okay? Daily RSI is now nearing 78. This market can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent, and that is why I gave my, little reminder there at the beginning of the video. We have a very bullish weekly chart. We've been super freaking bullish on this market ever since. All right, you took out this 0.786 fib right over there. 442 was my line in the sand. You got above 442. What happened from that point? You ripped freaking faces, all right? And then what happened? You ripped it up. You tore it back down just for the retest. Break and retest off the previous all-time high. Very bullish structure. You printed this hammer candlestick. Very bullish structure. From that point, you opened up right here the next week. You had another dip you could have taken advantage of. And again, you saw buyers defending that. So going into this week, we knew, yeah, we probably were going to be seeing some, further upside. Then CPI came around. We had a really bullish look going into that one. Over here on SPY. Over here on QQQ, all right, IWM, you had this fallen wedge, and then boom, all right, you got that. All of these things were looking really good, okay? Now I'm definitely going to say, we probably are going to get that decent pullback, all right? I don't think this time's going to be different. We've, every time we've seen this condition over the past few years, it's led to, we're going to say today's prices, $5 to $10 at least sell. Really $5 to $15 sell with what we just took a look at. So that's what I'm going to be looking for over the next 1 to 2 weeks. I don't know how quick it happens. Maybe it happens all in one day. It comes all the way back down there. We're going to go over what levels to be watching on the smaller time frames. But this macro larger time frame, okay, that's that's where I get my actual bias from, the bullish bias I've had. This is where it is. All right. It's still bullish. There's no reason to get really bearish on this thing. There's just not. Okay? Now that we've gone over that, let's go over these smaller time frames. There we go. 15-minute. What are we paying attention to over here, all right? You did start breaking down from the uptrend. You recovered at the candlestick after, so that is something to note. You are seeing the weakness. I'm going to point out, just like pointing out over here, you had a triple bearish divergence going on, all right, with this high. You had your decent pullback there, all right? About $4. Not decent enough for me. All right. You take out this high, you're going to have the bearish divergence. From that point, you probably do end up having that decent sell. That is what I'm looking for. Just like I showed you, every other occurrence over here over the past 4 years, you've went a little higher. You have. Except for one. There was one where you didn't. And then you went a little higher over the next week. And then within 2 weeks, you had from that point, you had a $10 sell. All right, so this is really what I'm looking at, okay? It looks bullish still. It does not look bearish. The only thing suggesting that we get that pullback is what I just showed you on the daily RSI. That is that, all right? So don't get it twisted. We're not looking for a massive sell here. It could happen, but, with all likelihood, that's not going to be the case. If this closes out like this, with this look, probably going to go something like this. Maybe if you're lucky, you get all the way back down there. All right, $10. And then you move up to new high. Okay? You're bullish on that pullback. Maybe it comes with a wick. All right, a giant weekly hammer, just like that. All right, and this wick, that's $6-7 right there. What if you do end up gapping down on Monday, come open at 473, you get $6-7 wick, boom, you go back up. Or maybe you don't even come all the way back down there. I don't know. That's just what that's what I'm watching. That's what I think looks likely from here. Okay? Now, 15-minute time frame. Probably about to bust it up to new high. Buyers are being relentless. They clearly want a new all-time high. So that's what I'm going to say. It's very likely from right here. All right? What are you watching on the downside here? Let's say that doesn't become the case. You're watching, we're just going to take this off because it's probably going to become the case. On the downside, you're watching 475.43. All right, underneath that, 474.42. Underneath that, 473.11. Now, that is where things can get slippery. That is when, if you do break that level, you have a $5 move down to 468.14. All right, so that is that. Come over here to SPY. On the daily time frame, all right, which actually, I guess we'll start with the weekly time frame. You do have that upper wick, which that is what I'd like to see going into the end of the day. I'd like to see a decently large upper wick. just like we just looked at on SPY, but I'd like to see it on QQQ. That would suggest that, yeah, maybe we do start the week off with some downside, and then by the end of the week, we probably do, you know, get that dip being bought. I'm going to be bullish on the dip, guys. That is just my plan. All right, you're bearish in the short term, not necessarily like super bearish. Don't take these massive bearish bets. All right, just my opinion there. Like, you know, no financial advice will be given here on this channel, but I'll definitely consistently share my opinion, and it is unbiased technical analysis you get here on this channel 6 days a week. We have the Monday through Friday daily updates, all right? And then we have the weekly update where we prepare, in which we prepare for the following week ahead with, you know, SPY QQ and IWM's price action, as well as trade ideas going into that week. All right? If you like the sound of that and you're new here, just hit the subscribe button while I am at it. Welcome aboard to all the new members of our little corner of YouTube over here. I appreciate you guys for being here. All right, appreciate the time. I appreciate, you know, the attention. Okay, that is the scarce resource nowadays, the attention. Okay, so I appreciate you guys, and I honestly appreciate the crap out of you guys for helping me, you know, push this channel out to more people. I really do. You scratch my back all the time, guys. I promise, I guarantee, I promise, I'll do my darn best to continuously scratch your back 6 days a week. I will put the effort, okay, my best foot forward here throughout my, you know, my little social media platforms, as well as, you know, if you guys are over the Discord, I will, you know, of course, be doing that over there as well. Speaking of that, guys, it is Father's Day. We will be running a 40% off Father's Day discount. All right, code FATHERS. Link is going to be down below. You can use this for any of the packages. All right, so you can do, you know, monthly, quarterly, annually, lifetime. There you go, 40% off. This discount code will be ending on Sunday at midnight. All right, because that is Father's Day. My dad's birthday was yesterday, so it just happens to align every single year with right over there. All right. Okay. Now, I'm just going to point out the same thing I pointed out in yesterday's video, guys. We got this range developing here, over, like right over here, right? If you break down, I would say the real bottom of that range is going to be 540.30. If you can get a daily close, let's even say it happens today. Probably not, but like we'll see if it happens today. If you get a daily close under there, you probably are coming straight for 536.89. That's what I'm going to be paying attention to over there, all right? You come down to the 15-minute time frame, though. Let's go over some levels you could be paying attention to. All right, first things first. It is definitely showing the weakness, all right? QQ is the one that's, you know, tech is carrying this market right now. It's not any of, you know, what's going on over here. You clearly can see, all right? Since QQ's, you know, all tech over there, it's SPY is this SP 500 is not going to be weighted as largely in tech, all right? You clearly can see the difference. QQQ over here is at highs. SPY is not. You have the weakness going on, okay? Guess what? If you can break down under 540.30, you watch 539.59. If you break under there, you have a slippery slope all the way down to 536.89. Under there, you do have, you know, a possibility of coming all the way down to 533.07. On the upside, of course, we're just watching the top of the range, which is going to be the all-time high right now at 544.12. That is what you look for continuation. I would not be getting, you know, overly bullish right here. I gave my opinion on the individual components of, you know, the big boys in yesterday's video, and I just, you know, I don't like what I see right now. I don't think risk reward is there. I think you're really just chasing this thing along, and, you know, it can keep squeezing upwards, but I think it's very unlikely. All right, so that's what I'm watching over there on SPY. IWM, guys, this one I'll point out. Come down, take out this low, which looks like you're just about to be doing so. You're going to have a, you know, you already had the 15-minute bullish diverge going on here, but now you're going to have a larger one developing here. What I really want to point your attention to is over here on the 4-hour RSI. All right. And this whole move, $20 move up, you are now in the golden pocket in between 195 and 198. I'm looking for buyers to step in for a big bounce. I'm going to say the level of interest here is 195.75. That is going to be where the confluence is. You got the 0.786 fib sitting right under there. You're going to have this 4-hour RSI oversold if it gets down there. That's where I really like this thing. If you can see a 4-hour bullish divergence develop down there, that is also, you know, is a level of confluence you can add to this set. All right. I like the look. Okay. Different components from SPY and QQ. The indices, they do typically tend to move the same. All right, like at least in the same direction. IWM, obviously, a lot weaker. Just like over here on DIA, a lot weaker than what we're seeing on SPY and QQQ. But again, this thing is definitely the weakest of the bunch. It's given me, what I like to see. I think this thing is probably, probably heading down there. And I'm going to really like it. All right. I like it here, but I'm going to like it a whole lot more if we can really see this. All right. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not saying I'm looking for it to get down there, but I'm looking for buyers if it does get down there. I'm looking for, somewhere between current price and down here at 195.75. I'm looking for buyers to step in, like for a big bounce. That is that. DIA continuously are getting buyers stepping into the golden pocket. That is something that you like to see. These all got different components, guys. So that is that. You also do have this head and shoulders pattern going on over here. So if you do see SPY and QQ start to really sell off, that is when this thing's probably going to break this neckline. Then you have a clear shot down to 378. That's that. VIX, guys. Why was VIX up around 10% earlier when SPY was only down 0.2%? Why? Because puts are being bought and calls are being sold in SPX. There's nothing else that can make it go up. VIX moves down when calls are bought and puts are sold. It moves up when puts are bought and calls are sold. All right. So if SPY is trading flat, which it's down 0.26% right now, and this is up 7%, there's only one thing this is telling us. The big money that can really move this thing is loading up on puts or selling calls. There's nothing else that could really tell us. There's just not. And keep in mind, this is while SPY is trading completely flat. It's gone nowhere today. Keep that in mind. See this doji? Completely flat. 0.2% on the downside, 0.2% on the upside. You've traded completely flat. All right? But the big boys are trying, the big money, I should say, because the big boys I look as the components of SPY and QQ. Yeah, guess what? They are taking their bearish bets. That's what it looks like. So I will let you guys know when I see these things in real time. Of course, if you want to see it in real time, go check out the Discord. So that'll be over there down below. But yeah, over here, guys, as soon as I see things, if I see important things, I'm going to let you know about it. I'm going to give my unbiased view of these charts. All right. And what I see, you guys are going to know about. That's that. All right. Now let's look at those big boys. Apple. I told you guys, I see no point. In yesterday's video, I see no point in chasing this thing. I will love a pullback. I will. But you have no reason to buy up here. It can go higher, but who cares? All right? From a risk-to-reward perspective, you have no reason to do that. All right? Your downside from buying right here is going to be all the way down here at $14. Your upside is probably going to be somewhere around here. That is, that's awful. There's a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. That's terrible. Okay. You want to look for them 3 to 1s, 2 to 1s, if you got, if you're really good with tight risk management. All right. But right here, you got nothing to go off of. There's no point. Microsoft told you yesterday, I'd love that pullback. You did start the day off with the pullback. Okay. You got the gap down. But I did not get my alert hit. Regardless, I really like that. If it does get hit, 433.60, that's what I'm paying attention to. In the end, I think it's going up to 450 with or without the pullback. But if the SPY and QQ, I'm looking for a pullback over there. This thing's probably gonna actually, probably not going higher. We're gonna have to see about that guy. All right, we're gonna have to see. Horrendous volume on the day so far, and it's 12:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's that. All right, next one, Amazon. I told you guys 180.32 and 179.50. That is where I would like this thing, and I will, probably take my shot down there. I think that is where the risk to reward is. Not right here in no man's land, in between this level and this level. You got nothing to go off of. I see no reason to. That's what I see. All right, you could see different things. I will share what I see. No financial advice will be given on this channel, but I will definitely give you my unbiased opinion of these charts. Meta. Told you guys. All right. I got no desire to buy into this thing. I really don't. All right. Like, you get the pullback, that would be amazing. Okay. But this really, did not look like something that you want to just be longing up here. Your risk to reward from that point, just like pointing out on Apple, not the best. All right. I see 482.50, guys. You see 482.50. All right, no financial advice will be given here on this channel, but hey, that's amazing. All right, we take our shot. I take my shot right here. Okay, I'm gonna put a. Nah, I'm not gonna put the alert. I know we'll be looking at this thing in the weekly updates. There's that. Goog. All right, bullish engulfing candlestick on the day. All right, you close out like that. It's not gonna be terrible. But what the heck is this horrendous looking volume, guys? All right, we're seeing a lie. All right, we are seeing a lie. You come back over here to QQQ, come over the weekly time frame. What the heck is this? What is this? And then this. The candlesticks are lying. All right. The stuff that actually supports this move is not supporting the move. All right. That is a recipe for disaster. I'm not saying you're going to get a rug pull, but you know, that's what I want to point out. I just pointed out on Microsoft. All right. Horrendous volume on the daily candlestick right there. All right. Big move up. Just like over here on Amazon. No, not Amazon. What was the other one? Meta? No, Goog. We're over here on Goog. All right. Big move up. Horrendous volume. Candlestick is lying. That's what it's telling me. All right. So I'm just going to say avoid Goog while it's in this range. If it comes back to 173.47, that's when I like it. So I guess not avoid it in its range. Buy the bottom of the range and you can play it to the top of the range. That's the plan. All right. Chips. SMH. I told you guys, it's just kind of a floater over here in yesterday's video. Like, again, these are things that I wouldn't be chasing. All right, you wait for your pullbacks. You continuously get your pullbacks or your consolidation periods that you can go off of. But this thing is extended off the 9 EMA, and I don't think it's a good buy right now. My opinion. AMD. This one that looks like it is probably going to be coming all the way down here to 148.78 up to 154, and we're going to get a shot to buy that guy. All right, you see this down here? Solid risk reward. All right, I really like it. But yeah, I do think it comes down there. Avgo did announce a split. Got that. I shared my thoughts in yesterday's video, guys. I wouldn't personally be changing. I wouldn't chase this thing. All right, it does look pretty beautiful. All right, and there is a solid shot. You just trend higher, but you're gonna have these consolidation points, and I would like to see this thing catch up with that. It's just me. All right, SMCI, king of the fake outs. King of the fake outs. You got your big day. All right, you're pulling back. You watch this golden pocket right there, 781, 803. That's where you're paying attention to over on SMCI. Go over some Bitcoin. You broke down and now you're dying. All right, you're probably coming all the way back down here to this golden pocket, 59.8 to 62.4K. That's what I'm going to be paying attention to. I'm going to put an alert right there. This daily RSI is going to be oversold if that gets hit. We're going to be watching it. I'm going to specifically be watching Coin over here. Coin also broke down from its uptrend. Yesterday, you got your daily close underneath. Now, guys, all right, I'm actually just going to take this off because I don't want, all the clutter on my chart. I'm going to be watching this golden pocket down here, all right? 210 to 221.50. I think that is going to be the, major buying opportunity over here on Coin. All right, so that's what I'm paying attention to. I think it's probably going to be hit if Bitcoin does what I just pointed out and gets all the way down there. This thing's really just moving hand in hand with Bitcoin. All right, so if you want to play it, have at it. But have some fun down here. DLSK, this thing had the strength, but it's also showing some weakness right now, right? You got pretty close to the level I mentioned down here, which was going to be the ultimate buying opportunity at 1391. You ended up bouncing, you came pretty close to that guy. All right, pretty close. Low is 14.23. That is, what is that, 32 cents off? Yeah, 32 cents off. Okay? You had a big bounce. It was a 30% bounce, and now it looks like you're stalling out, and you got a shooting star candlestick. Does not look, it's not the best look, all right? Sell under 17.13, you're looking for 16 bucks. That's what I'm looking for. Mara, this one that's still loading, you got this inverse head and shoulders pattern. But boy, you just want to kill all these premiums over here. Until it breaks out, guys, I would be avoiding this guy. There's no reason to. Or you get ready to dip buy. And you're going to hold here just like you did at the 0.786 fib. It's pretty much like right over there, right? Or you look to buy this right over here in the golden pocket. I'm going to take that off. Look to buy it in the golden pocket. 16 bucks to 17.50. That's what I'm going to be paying attention to for a potential entry. Play this run up, and then a breakout from this is going to get explosive. Bitcoin after this pullback very well could go like that and then could shoot up. Could do a whole ass fake out on everyone. All right. Okay. I'm going to point this one out right here. This is my trade idea of the day. Okay. I like how this thing looks. Fully acknowledge yourself. If you're playing this, you're buying a fallen knife. So that's that. You're buying the bottom bound of this falling wedge pattern. Okay, you get the false breakout over here. You ended up closing back on the inside of this falling wedge underneath your downtrend. Right here is the bottom bound of that. You're in the golden pocket from this major move up. All right, so this big 165% move up. You're in the golden pocket. 0.786 fib is going to be down at $6. Right over here, this is where I'm looking for buyers start stepping in. Maybe you get down to like 630 here. Open a candlestick right here. Maybe you wick down here, and then boom, you put in a hammer candlestick and close the day back out over here. That would be your sign of strength over here. That is what I would really like. All right. But that's what I'm watching over here on Sofi. I'm also going to take the time to point out over here on regular hours. I'm not saying it bounces when it gets here, but I'm saying all of the good dip buys going back, all of them. This is like a 3-year period. All of them have been when you have seen the 4-hour RSI and regular hours over here oversold. All of them have been when it is at least came down to that 30 line. Okay. That's what I'm paying attention to. I think we're going to get a little more downside over here on Sofi. And I like it if you do. All right. With that being said, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like the video. Let's help push this channel out to more people. I really do appreciate the crap of you guys, and I welcome aboard all the new members to our little corner of YouTube over here. We got like 50 to 60 people overnight. Twitter this morning, we got a lot of people, guys. I think anybody's going to enjoy the Twitter. If you would like to if you would like to go check out the Twitter, guys, link will be down below. Of course, the 40% off discount code and the link to the private community, that is going to be down below in the description. So go check out the links. But guys, I guarantee, all right, if you enjoy these YouTube videos, you're going to enjoy the content I put out consistently over here on Twitter. All right. And that is where you can, really talk to me. All right. Without me posting a video. And I will also take ticker requests every single weekend. All right, so get ready for that. Happy Father's Day weekend, guys. I'll catch you tomorrow for the weekly update, where we will be reviewing our outlook going into the following week, as well as a bunch of setups. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to take on the week with you guys, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.